So, very economical.
In 1 HP, he's even making more queens right now. He's making 2 more queens to join the 3 he already has. So this is who was I? TLO. That's what was doing this. TLO was
Mm.
opening this way a lot yesterday when he was streaming,
It's strong.
making just a lot of queens and hoping some roaches as well. But of course, I say that, and he kind of kept losing over and over to who was he losing to? Oh, PT Drogo. Uh, so
He's also on a tear in PvZ. I know
yes,
Snoot
he
has been losing
is.
to him a lot, so that's no problems there for TLO losing in that manner. So we will be having some kind of techie play coming out of Drumhead soon. Actually, it'll be a forge, so this could well be like a sentry or so, light pressure into some kind of +2, +1, maybe attack. Hmm. Sometimes we also see this couple with a Stargate in a third base. Not sure if we're going to be seeing that here, though.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
a
think there's
pylon
going to be a
set up.
Stargate this late.
Yeah, there's a pylon set up over at the gold base on the other side of the map. So warp ends can start happening here, and you do see the trail of sentries and zealots walking across the map. So this is going to be going for, I imagine, a snipe on the third base. But with this many queens this early, there's even some roaches starting to pop out. I mean, 1 HP, he did not overdrone. Yeah, he's got this third hatch, but he's on even workers, and he hasn't been. He didn't just rush for 3 hatch saturation. He made sure he got there safely enough. He's
Hmm.
even pretty low on gas right now. He's only got 2 gas geysers, so he hasn't been using a ton of money to get his economy up, and he should be decently okay against this push. I mean, a couple of the zealots have already gone down. There's no upgrades on this. Yeah, the sentries are still here, but sentries are going to take way too long to do damage, and Drumhead's going to have to recall on out of here. He does take his own third Nexus behind us, which actually started
Mm.
before the tech even began, so he's not really far behind. Just wanted to see if he could get some damage done, but 1 HP is not going to be caught sleeping in this game.
Yeah. I would have really liked to have seen Drumhead clean out the Overlord before he made this third Nexus and try and really fake out that pressure a little bit more, because one hit point saw that the third Nexus is going down, and he's not a fool. He knows that it's not, you can't go 7 gates and Nexus at the same time. It's some light pressure, even though there's a lot of sentries into this third base. So maybe one hit point could have been a little bit more faked out here. But there's actually also some builds that do just have a let this Nexus finish, right? And go up to like 8 or 9 gates and still just do a blink call in. Which is, incidentally, we are going to be seeing Blink and +2 come out very shortly here, so
So is
the
he going to put?
possibilities are here.
Yeah, he is still making some probes. Curious how many more probes he's actually going to be making here.
But he's on
Okay.
60, he doesn't need any more. He doesn't need any more. If he's not going to take the gas in this natural, he doesn't need any more probes. But he's going to take those anyway, so he's basically fully saturated at 10 minutes, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's really really scary. But there's no Robotech at all. Um, 3 base is really nice, but when he's still just on pure gateway units. How long can this last? It's got a huge timer on it. And considering that 1 HP is he's been saturated on 3 bases for a little while now, I think he may still need a few more drones in a couple places. But okay, no, he is fully saturated in 3 bases. I mean, he doesn't have any macro hatches or anything, but he's about to have +1/+1. He's about to have the Hydra upgrades as well, and he's just been pumping army units for a really long time in this stage of the game. Already up to 140 supply, and that's just going to keep increasing for such a long period of time. It's kind of as soon as 1 HP has any gas, he's going to be making units. And his lair units can be a little bit better than the gateway units of Drumhead's, but this means Drumhead's going to have to force field as if his life depended on it. But not going to matter if he's across the map and his opponent's at his third.
Yeah, this is awkward from Drumhead. He wasn't expecting one hit point to be already at his third base. This is actually a play we see a lot in Pro League with the players like CJ Hero going for massive amounts of Blink Stalkers passing as well. But oh no, recalling into the Roach Hydra, that's painful. This might work out well for him with some nice force fields, but you're going to be losing a lot. He'll be losing the Mothership Core as well. Some nice focus fire there from one hit point. I think Drumhead might hold, but he's down 50 supply, and his force fields need to keep being pretty good. They are good so far, but he needs to keep that up.
Yeah, nothing but army units and supply back home. Actually, of course, I said there's 13 drones got made. So 1 HP is actually going to finish droning up his 4th base the way he wants to, get some gases over there as well. So he's able to transition into whatever he wants, which, dare I say it, We don't see an infestation pit. Okay, we do see an infestation pit, but we don't see the upgrade just yet. The upgrade. This is going to be 2-2, so we don't see
He
the
doesn't
gas
need
being into Swarmhost yet. But he doesn't really need that. No, he's not behind.
I think it would be a mistake, to be honest.
Yeah, he'd just be killing off his own army creation right now. He's gonna be able to snipe this Nexus, which is so big.
Drumhead was moving out again.
Yeah.
That's
no
so unfortunate.
vision.
No, enduring locust.
Why?
Why?
Went ahead, get behind by turtling.
Sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
This is good. God, he's got 87 drones right now.
Yeah, that's actually. All jokes aside, this is actually a waste for Drumhead to come back in the game if you're overcommitting to another tech path. Like, one hit point can actually just win the game if he kept rallying roaches and hydras, but I guess his identity is being removed soon by Blizzard, so he has to make the most of Swarmhost while they last.
Is it? I really hope he just uses these four Swarmhosts, parks him over at this 4th base, and just rallies.
Can I just also say he's getting Overlord drops without Overlord speed.
I really hope
so
that
I'm really hoping this is a mana slow Overlord Swarmhost drop.
Drop the Swarmhost into the main base.
Just drop him on the army and let him die. I don't know.
Look, all this money I can throw at you. It's like a rich person in the real world. It's funny.
Realism.
Realism brought to you by 1 HP for the win.
America.
I also like that 1 HP is going to be attacking 10 seconds before 2-2 finishes. By like, I mean I despise.
He attacked just in time for Enduring Locust to finish, so I guess that's his instincts kicking in there. But he doesn't actually have Swarm Hosts to attack with yet, so he is now going to sit and chill awkwardly for half a minute outside of here. Is this actually going to be a slow Overlord drop, or did he accidentally buy that?
I gotta say, it was probably accidental.
He
was transfusing on a hatch pretty heavily, so he may have just clicked it when he was doing that or something.
He also lost the bottom right hatch. I think we both kind of missed that.
No, I saw it eventually, but I saw the drones running away. That's about it. But it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, once again, the 3rd Nexus gets
sniped. This is the third Nexus that has died. Oh no.
It's only the 2nd one. One must have gotten cancelled.
Is it?
Yeah, he's only lost two Nexi. Nexi.
Wow,
but now there's 4 Swarmhosts over here just being jerks. For no reason.
I mean, they've got to get their bit in before the patch hits, right?
Hey, they're still pretty good. Flying Swarmhosts is still hilarious, but it's such a long... The upgrade takes like 6 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I mean, literally not.
By like 6 minutes, you mean literally like 6 minutes?
I mean, literally like 2 minutes. It's pretty crazy, like in terms of time that things take. It also takes a lot longer when you cancel the upgrade on accident. Not that I ever did that in an Archon game with Sin. Didn't happen.
Of course not, no. I mean, that's Sin's fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, god damn it, Sin. You have one job.
3-3's on the way here for 1 HP time, so he's just going to get further and further ahead. I mean, yeah, that's all I can say about that. There's a Warp Prism coming out, so that's one way Drumhead could come back in this if he's able to pull 1 HP around enough, but I don't know.
I mean, look at the bank from 1 hit point. Yeah. Look at this. He can literally move command his entire army in, and then remake the entire army, and he can't move command the 2nd army yet, but he can move his 2nd army and still probably do reasonable. He's just going around picking off bases, and I almost would like to see him attack with his army, because eventually, even though Drumhead is barely 3 bases, well, 2.5 bases, 1.5 if we count his main that's mined out, basically, he can still eventually max out.
Okay, so how much gas is the Swarm Host? I don't know why, I don't remember what this is.
100 at the moment, 200 the new one.
Okay, so
100, 200.
He's used 900 gas on Swarm Host right now, plus the upgrade, which is what, another 100?
Yeah, 1100. I prefer. Oh my, there's a mothership.
Yep.
Mothership. Hope.
I don't understand why 1 HP just doesn't go for a Spire transition at this point.
He has
rather than the Swarm Host. He has this. Yeah, okay, he's got the Spire. Just throw your army away, make 70 mutas, and be done with the game. That's one thing he could have done, but at the time, he's just going to continue dancing around with Roach Hydra.
I mean, I do like that he's killing 3rd bases. That's a very solid goal to have in an RTS game, but Just do something else with your army as well. I think you can just trade away. You can take bad trades because A, you have swarm hosts, and B, you have the bank to. You fight this. Yes, go fight.
Corruptors. 7
Fight.
Corruptors in the production tab right now. Look at that. 3-3 is 5 seconds for finishing. 1 HP. Please hotkey your upgrade facilities. Check them before you attack. It's a good thing. He's just gonna snipe this this Nexus. So that's gonna be another one. So that's the 4th one.
Is that officially the 4th one for real?
Officially
Oh wow,
the
it
4th
is. And if there was one cancelled, that's the 5th one. Wow.
one. Mothership. Mothership's over here cloaking some buildings.
I mean, the Locusts aren't going to be able to do much now. They're actually rallied inside somewhere, so the Locust rally got messed up here.
Yeah,
They're all going to sit.
it thinks because there's almost a full wall off. Actually, there's a full wall, I think.
No, they can kind of snake their way in round the gas.
No, they can't.
As exhibited by exhibits 1, 2, and 3
Perhaps. Yeah. So many swarm hosts. There's even some. There's a Viper or 2 around here. There's some Corruptors. What else does he actually? What does he actually have? He's got 15 roaches and 8 hydras, and the rest is going to be a swarm host corruptor. Okay. Well, he can snipe this mothership core pretty easily, probably. So that's nice.
Yeah, there's no High Templar to feed back this Viper, and there's no. That was the weakest abduct I've ever seen in my life, but it was enough to kill it because there's how many Corruptors? Like 15 or so, and he's actually going to be able to kill all of these Colossus as well. Finally, we have an engagement where we see 1 hit point does lose everything, and he does remax on a very nice amount of Roaches and Hydras, and of course Swarm Host, because why not? GG.
Yeah. I think, well, 1 HP was not done. He wasn't done being ridiculous, but...
He's still not done. He's still in the game. Oh, there we go. I was thinking he's just going to start trying to, like, kill stuff. 1-0 lead for 1 hit point for the win, so if Drumhead loses this next map, CD6 wins. So this is literally his best or second best map, discounting Overgrowth with his best build. I would say.
Yes.
Or a massive risk, one or the other.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, like, surely... Well...
They're both level 89. Whoa.
What?
They're both level 89. That's like... Whoa.
Well,
that's relevant.
Well, that's totally relevant. To be fair, this is 1HP's NA account, so his EU account is probably not 89.
Yeah, that's why he's shiny platinum border.
Maybe that's something that 1HP does for all of his people he plays. You just get to their level. It's like, look at me.
But you can't unlevel yourself, though.
Shh. He figured out a way.
He is pretty like good at that sort of stuff. You know, 1 hit point finds a way. That's how the saying goes, I think.
If you say so, I actually, okay. Don't
I
know
mean,
what
you
you're
can
saying.
Google it if you want.
I will not. Spawning in
Okay.
the bottom left here of Deadwing. He's actually 1 map away from giving CT6 the win for the week entirely. It's our pink Zerg player from CT6. It's 1 HP for the win.
And to the upper, to the upper left of Deadwing, that's the map. Yeah, we have the green Protoss, who's 2 maps away from giving the entire week to Paragons of Perfection. It is Drumhead, but he just wants to be cautious. I mean, it's good to be cautious, right?
I imagine maybe someone from Parap wanted to stream this game, maybe cast it as it was going on, since it was apparently the last game of the week, and 1HP declined letting that happen. Which,
Wise.
Yeah, it's a wise decision. I don't see... Right. Yeah, so there are provisions in the rules about streaming games that are live, and you can do it if you want to, but both players do have to agree to it. And plenty of teams just blanket don't allow it, so it's no surprise. And I'm certain, or at least, okay, I would say I'm certain, but I'll just say I hope 1HP being an admin is quite aware of the rules. So He should know pretty well
You
exactly
should be
what's
aware of the
expected.
rules, being an admin. I mean, that is kind of the job of an admin. So, we'll say that he knows the rules by now. He's actually
Should
just
have.
going to three hatch before pool again.
Yeah.
This is actually a very. This is the most. Probably one of the most common cannon rushing maps in the map pool right now for Protoss, who like to play by the
Yeah.
meta. So, this is very brave. You can do the Cats variant of 3 hatch before pool on this map and take the third base first, which helps versus cannon rushes. But this is still very brave.
Yeah, it is. It's especially brave in this sort of situation, but it worked well enough for 1 HP in the last game.
Is he 4 hatch before pooling? Or is he. No.
No, I think he's just scouting. No, there's the pool.
He was nearly cool, and then he wasn't.
I was hoping he was going to go for the 5. The cats, the actual cats variant, where you go for 5 hatches before your pool.
Has Cat done that?
Yes, it's a thing. He used to do it a lot, actually.
I thought it was 4 hatch before pool.
Maybe, I don't know. It's either 4 or 5, one of the two.
It's 4, because 5 is like, you're not building a spawning pool until 5 minutes, and then there's actually a Zealot out, and you have to kill it with drone. It's 4 hatch before pool is what Cats does.
Oh, okay.
And it does work.
Yes, it does. I've done it plenty of time. It's fun. And it helps for the creep. I mean, you can put that between the third base and the natural. And you have a little extra creep highway that's being created there. And it's another avenue to get closer to that third and defend a little easier. And, of course, adding more and more larvae to your bank up. And it just allows for just so many queens. So many queens. It's absolutely hilarious. But not going to be the case. We did see that pool come down. And you go back home, Drumhead. He's got his normal setup going. He's got these double gases. He doesn't have gateway research on the way, actually. There it is.
Oh, there we go.
worried for a
That was forgotten. That was definitely forgotten. That should have been made a little bit sooner. So I wonder what you do in Drumhead's position here. I mean, there are fast, like he did on Overgrowth, light pressure into a fast third is pretty viable here because you've got a very easy to secure third base and a relatively nice fourth base as well as the Protoss. You can also do like 2 base blink all-ins, being obnoxious at the Zerg's third base, making a little pylon wall behind the shrubs is also a nice thing to do. And we have the fast forge again. So I think it's just the same build.
Possibly. I mean,
Fast, yeah, Sentry as well.
It's not that Drumhead. I mean, he didn't do poorly in the last game. I mean, it's possible he wasn't really quite aware of his opponent's style in the first game. So when you have a second chance at it, you have a little bit better of idea how to counter that person. And maybe you can do something just a little bit differently. I want to say this forge is maybe even earlier than it was in the first game.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, this upgrade can be a lot earlier. I think didn't he go for like maybe even a couple more gateways first? So.
This might just be a million gateways, or a fast third. Okay, it's fast third. I mean, you had like 700 minerals banked up there, so it's going to be something. And that is a really fast third base.
Well,
It's not even bothering. That's 1 gate into third.
when your opponent goes this quickly into a third hatchery, and this quickly into a lair even. This quickly
Why not?
into a lair even. 7 minutes. 7 minutes lair with only 2 gases, actually, so.
I mean,
Are there
that's
any?
not-
There's no Evo chambers. There's nothing. There's a roach horn. That's really all there is right now.
Yeah, but I mean, 1 hit point is just going to drone up to 80 probably on seeing this. I mean, this third base is ridiculously fast. There's the second gateway being made at the front there. There's a third one being made in his natural wall off. And this Overlord is peeking into the main, just seeing what's up, but he's like, oh, that's a normal gateway at 745? Oh, okay, and if he doesn't drone up to 80, I'd be disappointed, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean the tech is now coming out for Drumhead here. He's going to put down the Twilight Council and the Robo. And still really nothing in production right now for either player but workers. I mean, we see
Twilight Council's
9 more workers. 9 more workers.
1
right
hit
now.
point. 1 hit point, you just see the Twilight Council under the Overlord.
Eh,
Ah.
it's not that important. It's just for +2.
I mean, I guess everyone knows that Protoss goes blink and +2 nowadays. That's kind of the thing that you do, it seems. But yeah, 1 hit point is like, sweet, drones, holding down the drone button, drones for days, boys. There's the 4th base and drones. Drones, this is like a Zerg's dream. He's just still building drones. More drones.
It's pretty insane at 9 minutes that neither player has really made any units. And on the map, we have a Stalker, 2 Sentries, and there's 5 Queens. That's
That's it.
really all there is.
That's literally it. I mean, we say that one hit point's been droning the whole time, but that's also to keep up with Drumhead, who's also only 3 probes behind.
That's absolutely
So,
insane as well. So
yeah, Chrono
again,
Boost is good.
that's I think that's Drumhead realizing what kind of player he's playing against and countering him little bit by little bit. He's countering him as best as he possibly can. But this creep spread down here is going to start getting completely out of hand if Drumhead doesn't actually move out and do something about that pretty soon. OHP has had these two queens spreading creep for a pretty long time in this game, and he's about halfway across the map, almost to the watchtower currently, and he's spreading out kind of like a spider almost. He's continually moving out. That's Spider Dog. Yeah.
Swarm hosts. Why?
Swarm host because they exist.
I mean, he's like our own little Snoot, but just the suckier version of Snoot. I think that's a compliment. It can be a compliment.
Surely. Drumhead is moving on the map now. He is going to clean up some of the creep here, and there's an observer out here as well, so my fear has been quashed. Drumhead is going to clean up a lot of this creep, actually. He's going to get one of the creep queens. There's nothing on the map. He's got 4 swarm hosts. That's cool. But he's got
And
nothing
that's
else.
going to be enough to shove them back, though. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't want to lose these sentries. They have so much energy. There's a few roaches and hydras that are going to pick off a stray stalker or two, mate. No. See ya. So we have the Colossus transition for Drumhead. We have a Stargate being thrown down as well. We have the 4th Nexus being thrown down. So I guess we'll be here for another hour or so.
Something like that. Oh god. Is the Stargate going to be? Is this going to rush to like Tempest or something?
I think so. I mean, you've already got the Warp Prism for multitasking. You're not going to build Void Rays in this situation, I don't think. Void Rays, maybe. Oracles, late Oracles don't really do much apart from Revelation. You might make one Oracle. I think it's just going to be straight into Tempest. You're not going to be putting Phoenixes off of this, I don't think, unless you smell a Muta Switch. But seeing this many Roaches and Hydras, you're not going to be smelling a Muta Switch. Seeing 1-1 on ground as well. Yeah, there's the Fleet Bacon.
So intense. We were even Drumhead did make a mothership last game as well, so he could just be going for that.
Yeah.
More worried about cloaking his army. It may just be the way that he deals with with Swarmhost. Mass Swarmhost play is getting that mothership early and having that cloaking field available, and he's actually getting a second Robo facility, so he can start double pumping Colossus, which will be really nice against these Swarmhost from 1 HP. He is up to 10 currently, which, well, that's a pretty good number, to say the least. Is that a... No, that's a Warp Prism that is going to be going to the main base. I thought for a moment that was a Nidus, and I got a little bit excited, but not going to be the case. It's just going to be a Warp Prism.
This game is going to go on for a while. There's the mothership. There's the second Robo. Here's the Spire. So we are going to be having some action in the main base as Infinity Zealots warp into the main and kill the Hive, and the Hive is definitely going to go down. So build your Vipers now, literally, otherwise you're not going to have them for like a minute and a half, and I think it's a mistake if he's not building Vipers. No Vipers for you, my friend. Are there any on the map even? No.
Swarmhosts out in the middle of the map are still going to... Well, they're not going to be cleaned up for a while, it seems. There's one Swarmhost that's kind of straggling behind the rest of his friends. Doesn't want to quite get into the action like everybody else, but 1HP does probably maybe wants to start sacrificing some drones and making some static defense next to his Swarm host and just continue replacing drones.
It's correct, but don't do it.
Yeah, that's correct, but yes, don't do that. But, you know, kind of one of those things you have to do if you're going to play like this. And
yeah,
he's got a single Overseer, so he could snipe any observers that come out, but it's going to be extremely difficult, not to mention the fact that there's a mothership that had just popped up. And with that mothership popping, Drumhead's going to move out a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, this is the first... There is actually a little bit of scripted things for Protoss to do from here on out. The first thing to do is you need to clean this creep up. Absolutely. And you can even lose like your Colossus and a lot of your Stalkers as long as you're having a nice Tempest transition behind this. And I would like to see this fourth Nexus get saturated pretty quickly and the Tempest transition begin. But Drumhead's being pretty passive with his army. I think he needs to kill some more creep. Because the creep is what allows the Zerg to be so aggressive with the mass static defense, like you said. But I don't think that one hit point actually wants to play like that. I mean, he just got a squad of Roach Hydra Corruptor to go with these Swarmhosts instead.
Yeah, I see him do it versus Terran when he's playing with Swarmhost, but I don't think so much against a Protoss player. I suppose he relies on the Roaches and Hydras that he does have, as well as, well, is that a Spore Collar next to his base? No. As well as getting Vipers eventually, but, you know, he lost that Hive. He's just now morphing in Hive again. It's still 80 seconds away, so quite a ways to go to get Hive up. And, well, we have 5 Colossus already, so Vipers would have been useful about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, he might even have been able to go for a kill if he had made those Vipers before the Hive died, but not going to be the case, as Drumhead is once again going to move out and kill some creep. Is he going to push out any more than this? He kill this army on the right side here, but no, doesn't want to. He can... No? Oh, nice
Good
storm.
God, the storm. Yeah. Yeah. 1 HP is losing quite a bit here. I don't think... I presume he did not see those Templar at all. They were hiding... Well, for one, they're cloaked.
They're cloaked.
For another...
Literally.
They were underneath everything in the Death Ball, so...
They also have cloaks as well, for bonus points. Like they're literally cloaked and invisible cloaks and wearing cloaks. They can't get any more cloaked than that apart from Burrowed. So the one thing we're missing right now is the Tempest transition, but for some reason we have a Void Ray coming out instead. 3 Void Rays queued up in 1 Stargate. Hopefully he rearranges those to his remaining Stargates. There we go. I'm guessing those are in a response to seeing the Corruptors, but normally you still see Tempest anyway.
I suppose he may just not want to have to deal with playing that super passive style. I mean, the way that Drumhead gets this mothership this early, it feels like he wants to be a little bit more aggressive. He doesn't want to be sitting back completely the entire time. He wants people to get out on the map a little bit, and having this cloaking available definitely facilitates that a little bit at least. So you can get kind of up close and personal to all these Swarmhosts, which there are 15 of, so... That's a rather hefty amount, and actually this army's on top of the Swarmhost now. They're actually fighting the Locust instead of anything useful. Corruptors try to pop in here and take out the mothership, but massive storms do go down. We'll be able to kill off this mothership. Finally, there's even 1 Viper here, but I don't think actually did anything, but all of the Colossus go down as well, but there's nothing but Corruptors and Swarmhost left, so... both players are going to have to kind of retreat a little bit and let the Swarmhost do their work.
Yeah. I mean, Corruptor Swarmhost is still a pretty good comp. Arguably, you want to lose those Roaches and Hydras, but 1 hit point is going to be rebuilding those anyway. And that push, it was, well, I mean, not much really happened there, to be honest. It was all a distraction for these Zealots in the bottom right, killing the, I guess, 5th base of 1 hit point for the win. But you can actually be 4 bases in 1 hit point shoes and go up against even like a 5 or 6 base Protoss quite comfortably as long as you play passively and don't lose much. So 1 hit point does want this 5th base up eventually, but he's not in a massive rush to get it up.
No, it doesn't be that way. But I mean, if Drumhead is able to continually deny these extra bases, all these periphery areas with this nice War Prism harassment, then he's gonna eventually could choke his opponent out. But at the same time, it's so difficult for Drumhead to take his own 5th base. And speaking of, he's running very low on minerals in his natural. I mentioned the main is just about mined out. Well, he doesn't have anything mining up there, but it's about out of minerals. His 3rd is running low as well. Only this 4th base has basically full minerals still left. So he needs to start thinking about how he gets out of this situation, but I'm not sure if 1 HP wants to let him do that necessarily. There's so many freaking Colossus left over right now. There's 6 right now, and he's kind of done making any for a while. We have another mothership on the way, even. Good
Things
God.
to look out. The main thing to keep track of in this situation is the gas income and the gas count, basically. Protoss has no use for building Zealots unless it's in the Zerg player's base. So it's all going to be gas units from here on out. Gas units to survive against free units. This is the stupidity of this situation, to be quite blunt. Oh dear. Is that going to be another Templar go down there? No. But you got a gateway with that wave, so... I mean, that's good trades.
Attrition. Yeah, attrition is what Swarmos do. And I mean, mentally, this has got to be taxing for Drumhead to deal with. Because you got to think he's working really hard to stay alive in trade as cost effectively as possible, micro his units away from these locusts every single time they come up. He's almost losing a Colossus here. He may actually lose some of his Templar if those Stormhosts were paying attention. The locusts were paying attention, I suppose. That could have happened. And despite Drumhead's best efforts, he's in the same spot he was 10 minutes ago. He can't find a way to actually attack the bulk of 1 HP's existence. These 15 Swarmhosts still exist. They've been untouched for a really long time, and they're just continually pushing out these locusts over and over and over. And Drumhead the onus is on him to figure something out.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take these corner bases, to be honest. Send a Warp Prism out with a probe and just get those taken. I mean, one hit point has made no effort to check for those bases whatsoever in this game, and I would assume he's going to continue on that way. So, Drumhead will be needing extra gas geysers soon, because if he loses this army as he moves out once again, that is 6-8 Colossus and Void Rays, six or so High Templar, the Mothership Stalkers as well. Everything there costs gas, and he can't be losing that.
Nice feedbacks do go down on those Vipers, so no abducts for 1 HP. Storms go down as well, but I think they kind of whiff on a lot of things. Corruptors are just sitting here tanking these Storms. Need to run away now. Once again, a Mothership goes down. I'm not sure the last time I've seen a game where 2 Motherships die.
Pro games when this happens.
Yeah, this is... Well, I tend not to watch games on the pro level where there's Motherships being made, because that's just upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh, the pro transfer is real.
I mean, basically, you can only move out as the Protoss when you have a Mothership. Otherwise, you're just going to get all of your High Templars completely demolished. Your end goal is like mass Tempests, the Mothership, a few High Templar, and maybe some Void Rays or an Oracle probably as well. And you need that Mothership to cloak the High Templar so you can keep the High Templar alive and away from the Locusts so you can storm the Corruptors when they charge in. So we got to wait for another Mothership before Drumhead's going to be able to do anything that isn't a Warp Prism flying around the map making Zealots. So I think that's what, like a 2-minute, 3-minute or so wait?
Something like that, at the very least. Has he even remade the Mothership?
No, he hasn't.
No,
He's making 2 Warp Prisms, which I do like.
Yeah. If you could split 1 HP up even more, but... Well, there isn't any static defense over at this 5th base just yet. There's quite a large engagement going on. 1 HP actually kind of trapped himself in over here. He did deny this 5th base actually getting up all the way, so that's nice for him. And Drumhead has kind of been getting chased, but he's really in danger of getting sandwiched here.
He might do, yeah. I mean, the Swarm hosts are repositioning. They're going to be rallied up that ramp, and Drumhead is not going to be able to push down that ramp without dropping Storms on here as well, which I guess he's going to be doing, but is this really a trade he can make? I guess he does have the bank to reproduce most of this army, but do you want to be reproducing this army as Drumhead?
I don't know if he even... Yeah, he's got bank, but does he have production? He's got, what, 2 Robos? He's got 2 Stargates?
3 Stargates.
3 Stargates. So he's making 3 Voiders and 2 Colossus at a time right now, which I suppose is a thing, but how does he hold currently?
I don't like this.
Base?
He should be taking corner bases, and now 1 hit point is he's got this Overlord actually on patrol checking these top bases. He should be doing that for all of the bases, to be quite honest. But Drumhead should have had these bases 10 minutes ago, to be quite honest. Even if they're just mining the gas, that's what he's running out of. The gas count has been slowly dwindling. He's just now building another Mothership, which takes 100 seconds to morph in, and that can't be chrono boosted. So there's so many probes on this 4th base, and the minerals are oversaturated and the gas is undersaturated. I can't even. And the gas isn't saturated in the 3rd either as well, and it's empty in the main and the natural. So he does need another base to mine gas from. Otherwise, with the next fight might be his last.
Drumhead is still doing work with these War Prisms. He gets another hatchery killed off with a ton of Zealots, but I mean, he's got the money to do that at least. He still does have 5,500 minerals, so it's throwing away 1,000 minerals almost, I think, of Zealots that he just lost there for a hatchery and maybe a couple of workers. I think that's one thing he could do, I suppose. But it's kind of a null victory when your opponent doesn't really need those bases right now. That said, 1 HP he's on such a low bank, which is kind of surprising, I suppose. But I don't know.
Wait, who's on a low bank?
Oh. Well, he's on a low mineral bank. Yeah.
Yeah, you do actually want that mineral bank as to be like relatively even to your gas bank if possible. I don't think you want your minerals this low as 1 hit point. So hopefully he gets some more drones out on those mineral fields. As he's transferring. Yeah, he's just transferring them over to his extra bases. So that's why his minerals are so low right now. And 1 hit point actually overextended a little bit there with his army, but he didn't get so punished for it. And 2 Templar got focused down there by the Locust, so that's a few less storms he's going to be taking in this engagement. This actually might go pretty well for Drumhead, maybe? Still got to deal with the Swarm Host though.
Yeah, +3 attack, +2 shields. It's pretty beefy here for Drumhead. And does he have? Yeah, he's even got an upgrade for the air army he has. He's got +1 attack for the air. So that's kind of a nice little thing for him as well. And now 1 HP, he's going to walk over and take out, what is this, 5th-ish, 6th base here for Drumhead?
Yeah, that should have been made sooner. I don't even, not even this base, literally a corner base probably.
Yeah,
that's going to get picked off.
There's, what is this, 11 Zealots over here on the right side. Just kind of waiting. But there's now, what is this, 7 Spine Crawlers over here waiting at this base for 1 HP, so he's not going to lose this that easily. The Zealots are going to march on in there, and with heavy upgrades, they probably could do some damage, but not going to be effective. Actually, are the Swarm Hosts under fire for the... No. Walked away.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Move command. Yeah, so Drumhead has enough gas for another 3 Colossus or 5 Void Rays, and then that is it. Literally it. So he really needs to get that gas mining. He's only got 160 or so gas income per minute, which is 1 Void Ray per minute. He really needs that gas. So much so he put 24 on gas there for a minute. That's, I mean...
Hey, whatever it takes.
Yeah, he actually didn't saturate the gas on the left side in that 5th base properly, so... really needs gas. Gas still isn't fully saturated in the 4th base either. I wonder how often Drumhead has been in this situation. I think his army is reasonable,
yeah,
but he hasn't got the economy to support this. You need to overexpand with this style.
I don't think he can just continually warp in Zealots and somehow win this game. I mean, he's doing a lot of work over here. He did clean up all the Spine Crawlers. He may... Well, he probably won't kill his hatchery because all of the army here is coming up. At the same time, Drumhead is looking to put on a lot of hurt. He is starting to walk into the main production areas of 1 HP. Yeah, looking like he's pretty all in here. What is he going to warp in behind this? A bunch of Zealots? That's all he has. He's got nothing really close to even warping in the first place. So he has to find a way to make this do enough damage, but 1 HP coming in, getting a nice surround on everything. Storms are going down, but Storms are even doing some friendly fire damage, and all the Locusts coming in as well. Nothing but a few Void Rays. There's 9 Void Rays left over, and there's 2 Archons as well. So, I mean, it's a nice trade. This army is still alive, but, well, only 11 Hydras and 4 Cryptors in production right now, so... This extremely beefy army here for Drumhead is doing a ton of work.
Is this gonna win? I mean, the supplies are in Drumhead's favor.
1 HP doesn't have enough minerals to try and, spore crawler up a base like mad, but he's got enough gas. Does he have pathogen glands? He doesn't.
There's enough Hydras here to clean up. They're 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3 Hydras would do pretty well against this, and yeah, there we go. All of those Voiders are going to go down. Both players have dropped pretty mightily in supply, but we do still have 6 Swarm Hosts left over after all is said and done. And 1 HP is going to be going into the only remaining bases of Drumhead. Drumhead does still have a ton of minerals, but these Zealots aren't going to fare well against the Locusts.
No, I think the Locusts win that fight, to be honest, up there, and the Roach Hydra cleans up the whatever the hell Nexus that was. I don't know which Nexus that was, but this is looking grim now for Drumhead. That attack was, like we said, all in, and his Void Rays are going to go down. This Nexus is going to go down. What else is on the map? G.
Nothing. There we go. So after all of that, that is going to be the end of that game. It's going to be the end of the series as well. 1 HP will wrap it up here for CTL Team 6. So CT6 will win the week. They will win this quarterfinal matchup and move themselves on into the semifinals here of CTL season number 9. So congrats to them, and of course a big congrats to Para OP. It's not easy to come in as a brand new team and perform well in the first place. Like be mediocre is difficult to come into a league like this, but to get to the playoffs in your first season is rather impressive, and especially going up against one of the stalwart teams of the CTL in CT6. And putting up quite a fight, 4-5. And I think Corridor said it earlier in the chat. They've either won or lost all of their weeks this season, 5-4 or 4-4. So extremely close to being 7-0 and being in the opposite position. So good games to them. Good games to CT6. They will move on and face Team Unrivaled in the semifinals. Which that's quite a matchup. Oh, what is it? What was it that Gentle said?
Team Unreliable.
Unreliable, that's what it was, yeah. That was the greatest Freudian slip ever. I love that. He has no connection to the CTL, and he did that. That was hilarious. I don't think he knew that Padula was on Unrivaled. He didn't know that by that point, because that was the person he replaced in the casting. So he didn't know that yet, but he still said that. That was
ironic.
Great.
What a perfect storm.
That was hilarious. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for us tonight. Once again, this has been for the Chobo Team League. ChoboTeamLeague.com. You can go check it out. Diamond and below Team League. So do go sign up. There's plenty of teams who will take you. I guarantee it. We find you a team.
Low league players. Literally,
we want low league players. Oh yeah.
We are looking for you, low league players. So.
Especially undergold, silver players, bronze players. Don't be afraid. You are needed. You're needed in this league. And of course, every other league between that, even there is a Masters Diamond All Kill League that is an offshoot as well. And of course, do follow this channel because there's a lot going on in this channel. And speaking of, the next event is going to be Friday in 2 days' time. Okay, the first qualifier for the Chobo Star League season number 2. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. So tune into that. And then Sunday afternoon will be another qualifier. Qualifier number 2 will be at 1 p.m. And then the semifinals for CSL season number 1 will be starting at, heck if I know, 6,
5
I think?
p.m. Eastern.
5. Okay, if you say so.
Because I'm half 6 Eastern. I'm playing in it, so you can come and cheer me on in my unbiased opinion.
Right. And of course, I have been TV Ham. With me has been Stark. Do follow him at StarkSC2. It's rather late for him, and he's stuck around hanging out with me, talking about StarCraft, talking about a 30-some-odd minute game. That was hilarious, but yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, we will see you later.
Yeah.
Miles of fire, I'm losing ground, and in the flashing, my world comes crashing down. I'm left in nowhere, no place to